In lots of literature, we hear to follow the child. But what does that really mean? Does that mean that they lead the show? That you agree to all their requests? Or that you clean the toys for them? What do you think? No, it's not what that means. Today we'll explore this concept together and I will share with you several examples so that you feel empowered at home. Let's dive in. In previous videos, we looked at how Montessori education is aligned with natural laws. I will link a couple of them down below. One video, we looked at the human tendencies, which are tendencies shared by every sentient beings. And we understood that it's important to know them so that we can support our child development, we can adapt the environment around them, have more compassion for them, and also help the children be more grounded and joyful. We also looked at the sensitive periods, which are periods of time between 0 to 6 where the children are attracted to specific things. We also call these sensitive periods windows of opportunity. And following the child means understanding those important elements of childhood development so that we can focus really on the needs of the children. And one of the needs is to practice and develop skills so that they can act in their world more independently. So when we talk about the children being independent, we're not saying the children not relying on adults anymore. It's important to understand that the relationship with the parents and the caregivers and educators around them is really the foundation. The foundation that is very important. It provides them with a sense of safety, of security, that they have someone that they back them up and that will be there for them, whatever. And from that place, they can go out and explore because they feel safe. Then they can take a step further and explore their world. And being independent is slowly learning to master their body, master their minds, and act upon their world. And how do we learn? It's important to remember that we learn by doing. We don't learn as much when someone is telling us what to do, and it's even worse when someone is doing it for us. The child needs to practice. They need to develop their skills in order to know they can do things for themselves. They need to know they can exert effort to reach their goals so that they build that sense that they actually have power in their world and they can contribute to their lives. And if I know that I have the capacities, that I have the skills, I have some confidence about them, then I can move and be part of a group, part of social cohesion. A strong community is made up of strong individuals. And for someone to feel strong in themselves, they need to know their value and their place within a group. So the children, they first have to build themselves before they are able to share or be empathetic or contribute within a group. Does your child ever tell you, let me do it myself? They are telling us. What can you do at home knowing all of this now? One thing that you can do at home is finding balance. Finding balance between not giving too much or not giving too little help, depending what the child needs. In my classroom, what I like to tell children is, just let me know if you need some help. I'm right here for you. You could also teach them to ask you for exactly which part they need help with. You could say something like, just let me know, where do you need help or which part do you need help with? And just help them with that part. And what we are projecting when we act like this and say those words, we're saying, I trust you. I trust that you can do a lot, and I'm always there for you. So I'm that safe space, attentive and present for you. We're kind of also saying, go explore the world, and I'll always be there for you. You can always come back to me. But we're also sharing that confidence and that trust that they can figure things out. And that in itself helps them to develop confidence. We're projecting confidence in them so they will embody that confidence. A second thing you can do at home is to learn to not step in too quickly to help. As parents and educators, we actually need to chill a bit. Who said that we had to be successful the first time? That's how we learn. We learn through figuring things out and making mistakes. The children need to put effort in order to master their bodies. And of course, we're not stepping back so much that they are like exploding and getting super frustrated. But again, it comes back to that finding the balance. And it takes some self awareness to not step in too quickly. So play with that a bit at home and see what happens. Maybe you have this instinct or this impulse to jump in to help your child, and train yourself to, when you feel that impulse, to just stop, become self aware of yourself. Oh, I really want to help, and see what happens if you don't. Because the children will show us what they can and cannot do, and we can be so surprised sometimes to see what they come up with when they are just trying by themselves. Give it a try. Another tip that you can practice at home is to develop your observation skills. As Montessori guides in the classroom, observation is a major part of our work. Sometimes we'll just sit back in the classroom and look at what's going on and observe specific children, and we take some notes and about what their interests are, how they interact with the material, with each other, and that is a way for us to have more better targeted next step with them, what we are going to present them next in our next steps. You can do that at home. Learn to step back, observe, and see what are your child, how they are interacting with their environment, how are their little hands move, how do they use their senses, what do they like to do, how do they interact when they don't succeed the first time, do they continue to try to figure things out. By observing your child, it may provide more insights of new ways you can fulfill their needs from what they are showing you. Another tip you can do at home is to listen actively. I mean, we need to listen actively to our children and to each other and to ourselves. It's like very much an important life skills. But with our children, when we are listening actively, what we're saying is, I'm here. I'm here for you. And what you're saying, who you are, is important to me. And when we do that, we also encourage communication. So the child can develop their language and their skills to express, and their skills also to listen when we have a conversation. And the last thing that I propose to you today is to provide your child with appropriate intellectual and motor challenges. So we look at our child and what they are interested in, and we build on what they know. So when they mastered something, they are ready for a new challenge. Let's say, for example, they become very able to thread big beads with big holes. Well, we could now propose new mediums. We can propose a new kind of thread and beads with smaller holes in it. So, voila. When we talk about following the children, we could also say following nature. It's like we're walking alongside with what the children are showing us. So we see how it's important to learn about the absorbent mind, the sensitive periods, and the human tendencies, because that informs us in what kind of environment and what kind of material and what kind of experiences that will stimulate our children and help them grow. Is it hard for you to step back and not doing for your child at home? Do you have any tips that helps you to honor their process and to chill a bit? It would be nice if you would share this in the comments. Let's help each other. Have a great day. May you be well.